Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron, and we're doing something a little bit different today. So as you know, I'm a huge supporter of Magic Online. It is a great addition to your Magic repertoire. It's a way you can draft at 2 in the morning in your underwear. It's a way you can play Vintage against LSV. Just so many good things happen on Magic Online, despite what you hear sometimes on Reddit and those places. Don't listen to all the haters. Yes, Magic Online has problems, but it is a great program, and it is very helpful as a Magic player in practicing and testing, playing against high-level competition. So I definitely recommend it to people. That said, one of the complaints I often get from people is Magic Online is too expensive. And in a sense, this is true. So Magic Online, you are essentially maintaining a second Magic collection. While the cards on Magic Online are a bit cheaper, typically, than in paper, they are still expensive. If you want to build a constructed, competitive Modern deck, you're going to spend $300, $500, $1,000, depending on the deck. And that's a big chunk of money. But this week, Wizards of the Coast and Magic Online is doing something really exciting, something they've never done in the entire history of Magic the Gathering Online, and that is allowing constructed events where you don't have to own the cards. So the whole spend $300, $500, $1,000 to own a deck, that goes out the window. You can play with one of 16 Pro Tour winning decks for $6 for a 3-round tournament. Or actually the Magic Online equivalent of $6, which is event ticks, 6 event ticks, or 60 play points. So we're talking about the Pro Tour Gauntlet. And we're going to run through one of these in a minute so you can see what they're like. But first I want to just talk really quickly about the event. So Pro Tour Gauntlet is an 8-person tournament. You get on Magic Online, jump into a queue, $6, and you get to play a 3-round Swiss tournament. So you play all 3 rounds, no matter how much you win or lose, for $6. And when you join this queue, you will randomly be given one of 16 decks that performed well at Pro Tour Oath of the Gatewatch, and so will everyone else in the queue. So you'll have a total of 8 random decks from Pro Tour Oath of the Gatewatch. All of them had at least 7 wins in the constructed portion of the event. All of the top 8 decks are there. So you're going to be getting a really good, really powerful, really expensive deck, and you get to play 3 rounds with it for only $6. And the great news is, it's actually pretty easy to go infinite in these events. If you get 3 wins, so you go 3-0, you get back $9 or 90 play points. If you get 2 wins, you get back 60 play points, so you break even. So if you can go 2-1 repeatedly, you can play these for infinity for free. And 1 win gets you back 20 play points. So you lose a bit if you go 1-2, but you're still getting something back, so you're not a total loss. And even if you go 1-2, you got 3 rounds of Magic and a couple hours of fun out of $4 that you spent, which is still a great deal compared to all the other hobbies we have. So it's just a really cool event for people to be able to test out these really exciting Modern decks without spending a ton of money. So if you're someone that's new to Magic Online, or don't really play Constructed on Magic Online because you don't have a big Modern collection, and you're looking for a cheap way to have some fun, definitely check out the Pro Tour Gauntlet. I think it's really worth the money. The rake is a little high, but still, for what you're getting, it's a pretty good deal for the cards that you're getting. You're getting to rent a deck for a really reasonable price. And like I said, if you go 2-1, you get your money back. So if you can go 2-1, you're not paying anything in the long run. You can just keep playing these events over and over again and have an infinite amount of fun for your initial $6 investment. Anyway, we are going to jump into one of these, see how it goes. And I would encourage you to, if you get a chance, jump on Magic Online, head to the Pro Tour Gauntlet queues. Really good value. Just cross your fingers. Hope you get one of the sweet Eldrazi decks. Don't get burned or something like that. And have fun playing them. They are up from now until next Wednesday. So if you get a chance this weekend, hop on, play a couple rounds. It's going to take an hour or 2, depending on the exact decks, to go through the entire tournament. So it's not too bad of a time investment. And I definitely would encourage you to check it out. It's a good deal, a reasonable price, and you get to play with some really cool and powerful cards designed by, and some decks designed by some of the best players in Magic for a really cheap price. Anyway, Check out the Pro Tour Gauntlets on Magic Online. Check out the website, mtggoldfish.com. And if you enjoyed the video of our Pro Tour Gauntlet, make sure to click the subscribe button that's about to pop up on the bottom of your screen. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Enjoy the matches of our Pro Tour Gauntlet, and I will talk to you soon. And we get a collected company, Abzan company, whatever you want to call it. Basically, a combo deck built around Anafenza and Malira, combined with a sack outlet like Viscera Seer, and then Kitchen Finks or Murderous Redcap to deal infinite damage, which is a pretty sweet deck. I think it's one of the better decks we could get in the tournament, so I'm happy about that. And if I was going to buy this deck on Magic Online, it would cost a lot of money. Windswept Heath is like $10 a piece. That's like 40 tickets. Verdant Catacombs is like 20-some tickets. So just the mana base, Horizon Canopy is like 50 tickets. Just the mana base of this deck is going to cost a few $100s. And Noble Hierarch is expensive, Spellskite is expensive, Collected Company is like 20 ticks, so altogether this would be $600, $700. So instead of spending $600 or $700 to play this deck, I get to play it for $6, and if I go 2-1, I break even. I get to play it for free and get 3 rounds of Magic out of the deal. So anyway, and as you can see, they let you look at your deck for about 3 minutes going into it. I think if you want to, you can actually switch around sideboard cards, for main deck cards, but I don't think we're going to change anything. I think we're just going to play it as is. Anyway, I have a slight bit of experience with this archetype. It's a little bit like the Rally Fenza deck that we played on Much Ado About Nothing. Similar to that in some ways. It has the same infinite combo. Also a little bit like the old Birthing Pod decks that I played for a while before it got banned. So I know how it works, and this hand is pretty much the nuts. I mean, we could try to go for a turn 3 infinite life. We'll see what our opponent's on. But we could go Viscera Seer into Malira, and if we draw a land, play the Kitchen Finks, and that's infinite life. So we have the infinite life combo in hand at the moment. If this is burn, I don't know if we go for it, because they can probably disrupt it. It might be better to go like birds. Yeah, Well, we'll see. We do get the land and another Finks. All right, we're gonna go for it. Can we get a swamp? So we get a swamp here. Play Viscera Seer. Pass the turn. This is probably gonna force our opponent to throw a burn spell at one of our creatures at some point. Goblin Guide. We have another Seer on top, which actually isn't bad. Some redundancy in our combo. Wooded Foothills. So there's the Seer. So now, what if we went Wall of Roots? If we go Wall of Roots, Birds, we still have the combo next turn? Yes, let's do that, and that gives us a blocker. So we can play Wall of Roots. So we still have the same clock for the combo. Because we can play both Malira and Finks next turn. But we also have Wall of Roots that can block this Goblin Guide. So we're saving ourselves some damage. And if things go wrong, we can just start playing Kitchen Finks, which is a good card against burn anyway. Opponent's going to crack their Wooded Foothills. Get a Stomping Ground. Are they going to burn us? They're going to Searing Blaze our Viscera Seer. So we'll sack it. Fiend Hunter to the bottom. So we don't have the combo for next turn, but that's alright. We still have a blocker and get to start playing Kitchen Finks, which is still solid. Swift Spear for our opponent. Opponent's going to attack with both. We have a Malira on top. So we're just going to block the Goblin Guide. If our opponent wants to Lightning Bolt our wall, that's perfectly alright. Nicodle. Alright, well, we get to play a Plains, play a Kitchen Finks, gains us back 2 life, and gives us a good blocker. Then play Viscera Seer, and just pass the turn, and we're back on track for potentially comboing off next turn. Opponent has 4 cards. Opponent's going to attack with everything. We have a Murderous Redcap on top. Also not bad. So I think our plan is going to be to block Goblin Guide with Finks, block Swift Spear with Wall of Roots, and take the damage from the Nicodle. The problem with blocking Nicodle is if they have a Tarka's command, they can pump it up to a 4/4, and then we don't get to kill anything this turn. And I'd really like to kill at least one creature. Alright, so block there, block there. See what happens. A Tarka's command is definitely a possibility. They play 4 of them. There's a Tarka's command. So we get rid of the Goblin Guide, we take 4, and we lose our wall. Murderous Redcap. I think we can Redcap, kill Swift Spear, and we're at 8. But if they go like land, bolt, 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 let's just play a Kitchen Finks. Gain back a couple more life. Pass the turn. Well, I guess we can attack with Viscera Seer. We're not going to be blocking with it. Opponent goes with Eidolon of the Great Rebels. Sure. And then no attacks. No attacks. Ooh, that's a hit. So we can Murderous Redcap, kill Eidolon, but do we even care? I think not. I think we're just going to pass here and Collected Company. Ignore that. We could have just comboed off, actually. I wasn't really thinking. I was thinking about the Eidolon and how we didn't want to take damage, but casting the Lyra definitely would have been worth it. I don't think we get punished for it. I think we're still in great shape, but I definitely should have just played Lyra, gained a bunch of life by sacking Kitchen Finks, and not worried about Eidolon. We get Viscera Seer and Eternal Witness. The rest go to the bottom. Witness can get back the Collected Company. Yeah, let's just get back Collected Company. Now our opponent has mana up, so we're not necessarily just safe to slam our Malira. Because if they kill our Finks in response, then we can't combo off. Regardless, we're in really good shape. So we get back Collected Company. Untap. Another Finks. Alright, let's go for it. Malira. Well, actually no. Let's just, let's attack with Kitchen Finks. See what our opponent does. We're getting them to the point where they're kind of locked behind their own Eidolon. They might have to just trade off the Eidolon. They do not. Alright. Yeah, let's just pass and Collected Company again. If they tap out here, we're going to Collected Company. Because if we hit a combo piece, we can combo off while they're tapped out. Anafenza, Kitchen Finks, and that does it. Now we can gain infinite life, and our opponent scoops it up. Well, despite the pun of not comboing off earlier, it didn't really matter. Mono Red Burn, eh? Ooze seems solid, it gains us life. Voice isn't horrible, just as a blocker, but it's probably not really the matchup for it. We might just bring in like the Ooze over the Fiend Hunter. I think this is just a decent matchup as it is. We have life gain, we have an infinite life combo. So I don't know if we really need to change up our deck too much. Oh man. Double Spellskite is solid, and Kitchen Finks. So we're not close to comboing, but we have a bunch of cards that are good against Burn. Goblin Guide. Gives us a land. We get to Forest into Birds. And then next turn, if they kill our birds, we can play Spellskite. If they don't, we can probably just play Finks. Gain back some of the life, have a blocker. They go with Eidolon. Alright. Birds on top. Well, I think with the Eidolon out there, we're better off just playing Finks. Blocks twice, gains us back some life. There is a question about how many spells we want to play into this Eidolon, though. Do we really want to just cast like birds into Eidolon? Opponent has a 0/1 Goyf and a Fenza. I think we're just going to play a tap land, play a Spellskite, take 2 in the process, and just pass the turn. Spellskite gives us a way to minimize the burn spell damage, because we can just redirect a lightning bolt, take 2 instead of 3. And actually with birds we can pay the blue mana, so we don't even have to pay life. So it is pretty solid in the matchup. And their Goyf isn't too scary at the moment. Now let's play Overgrown Tomb tapped. And just play another Finks. They might have a Skullcrack effect, a Tarko's Command, something to keep us from gaining life. Chord of Calling would be a pretty sweet draw. As would Collected Company. Anything to search out silver bullets. Yeah, there's the Tarko's Command. 3 damage, we can't gain life this turn. So we're down to 9, but our opponent's down to 2 cards, and we have the board locked up pretty well. I don't think we want to attack yet, though. Can't redirect an Tarko's Command, unfortunately. Only targets players. Another Goyf. Sure. And another Eidolon. Interesting. So now casting spells is going to be pretty painful. Unless we draw something like Collected Company. Well, I think we're just going to main phase Collected Company while our opponent is tapped out. Jeez, we only get a Wall of Roots. That is a horrible Collected Company. Although it's still a blocker. So our opponent can't cast many spells either without killing themselves. And we kind of have the ground locked up. If they attack and our Finks die, we get to gain life. So we're actually in pretty good shape, I think. I don't know if they should have played the second Eidolon there. Because we have things that cost 4 mana or more to draw, and they really don't. Alright, they suspend a Rift Bolt, which is going to do 4 to them and 0 to us. And we drew a second Collected Company. Yeah, let's just pass. Use this as a surprise. So we'll pass. Our opponent's going to take 4 to cast this Rift Bolt. So basically they can only cast 1 more spell as long as those Eidolons are on the battlefield. And we're going to add blue and redirect Rift Bolt to Spellskite. So our opponent drops to 5. Next spell they cast, they drop to 1. Scalding Tarn. Alright, let's Collected Company again. See if this one goes better than the last one, which was horrible. Ooze and Eternal Witness. That's solid. The rest go to the bottom. Then we just get back Collected Company. That's the combo. And then we can even use Ooze. Oh, well, we'll exile a Tarko's Command. It doesn't especially matter, but... can we start attacking? Not really. I guess we just pass again and Collected Company again. Eventually, we'll just get an overwhelming board and win the game because of it. If we keep hitting witnesses, we get to keep getting back our collected company. So, collected company, Malira, and Hierarch. Not a great collected company, but... Ooh, Chord of Calling. Can we just chord for the win? Let's attack with a Kitchen Finks. Our opponent might get those Eidolons off the table, actually. Nope. Just chumps with a Goblin Guide? Alright, we'll just pass. And opponent scoops it up. Well, that went pretty well for round one. I think that's a good matchup for us. And that's one of the other weird things with this is since everything's random, you can't really control the matchups either. So our opponent just kind of gets a little unlucky because they're playing an infinite life combo against an infinite life combo deck with a burn deck. And you can't really control that. It's not like you can build your deck for it. So, all right, be back with round two.